Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 13 about assessing writing, and the group members are Rangga Tuwuh Jatmiko and Fadilati Diva Ilmilah. About assessing writing is a referred international journal providing a forum for ideas, research, and practice on the assignment of written language. Assessing writing publish article, book review, converse report, and academic exchange concerning writing assessment of all kinds, including traditional, direct, and standardized form of testing of writing, alternative performance assessments such as portfolios, workplace sampling, and classroom assessment. And the genre of written language are academic writing, job-related writing, and personal writing. About academic writing, paper and general subject reports, essays, composition, academically focused journal, short answer test responses, technical reports, example lab reports, thesis, and dissertations. About job-related writing is message, example phone message, letters or emails, memos, example interoffice, reports, example job evaluation and project reports, and schedules, labels, signs, advertisements, announcements, and manuals. About personal writing is letters, emails, greeting cards, invitation, message, notes, calendar entries, shopping list, reminder, financial document, example checks, tax form, loan application, form questionnaires, medical reports, immigration document diaries, personal journal fiction, example short story and poetry. About type of writing performance are number 1, imitative, number 2, intensive, number 3, responsive, and number 4, extensive. Now we are going to micro skill and macro skill of writing. Micro skill, number 1, produce grammars and orthographic pattern of English. Number 2, writing at an efficient rate of speed to suit the purpose. Number 3, produce an acceptable core of word and use appropriate word order pattern. Number 4, use acceptable grammatical system, example tense, agreement, pluralization, pattern, and rule. Number 5, express a particular meaning in different grammatical forms. And number 6, use cohesive devices in written discourse. And now about macro skill. Number 1, use the rhetorical form and convention of writing discourse. Number 2, appropriately accomplish and communicative function of written text according to form and purpose. Number 3, convey links and connection between events and communicate such a relation as main idea, supporting idea, new information, given information, generalization, and exemplification. And number 4, distinguish between literal and implied meaning when writing. Number 5, correctly convey culturally specific reference in the context of the written text. And number 6, develop and use a battery of writing strategies such as accurately assessing the audience interpretation using pre-writing device, writing with fluency in the first draft, using paraphrase and synonyms, soliciting peer and instructor feedback, and using feedback for revising and editing. And now about designing assessment tasks, imitative writing. Number 1 is copying. Number 2, listening close, selection tasks. Number 3, picture cute tasks. Number 4, form completion tasks. And number 5, converting numbers and abbreviation to words. spelling tasks and detecting phonemes grapheme correspondence. Number 1. Spelling test. In a traditional, old-fashioned spelling test, the teachers dictates a simple list of words, one word at a time, followed by the word in a sentence. Repeat again with a pause for test taker to write the word. Number 2, picture code test. Pictures are displayed with the objective of focusing on familiar words whose spelling may be unpredictable. And number 3, matching phonetic symbol. If students have become familiar with the phonetic alphabet, they could be shown phonetic symbols and asked to write the correctly spelled word alphabetically. Number 5, multiple choice technique. Presenting words and phrases in the form of multiple choices thus risks crossing over into the domain of assessing rating. But if the item have a follow-up writing component, they can serve as formative reinforcement of spelling convention.
Okay, the next is designing assessment tasks for intensive writing. Number 1, dictation and dictocam. A form of controlled writing related to dictation is a dictocam. Here, a paragraph is read at normal speed, usually 2 or 3 times. Then the teacher asks students to rewrite the paragraph from the base of their recollection. Number 2, grammatical transformation task. Numerous versions of the task as possible. Change the tenses in paragraph, change full form of verbs to reduce form or contraction, change statements to yes or no or WH question, change question into statements and combine two sentences into one using a relative pronoun, change direct speech to indirect speech, and change from active to passive voice. Then number 3, picture cue task. A drawing of some simple action is shown and the test takers write a brief sentence. Number 4, picture description. Test takers are asked to describe the picture using 4 of the following prepositions. Those are on, over, under, next to, and around. Number 5, picture sequence description. A sequence of 3 to 6 pictures depicting a storyline can provide a suitable stimulus for written production. The picture must be simple and unambiguous because an open-ended task at the selective level would give test takers too many options. Then vocabulary assessment task. Ordering task. Ordering or reordering a scrambled set of words into a correct sentence, and there are the example. Then the next is short answer and sentence compilation task, and also there are sample. And then the next is designing assessment task, responsive and extensive writing. Number 1, paraphrasing. Say something in their own words, avoiding plagiarism, offering variety in expression. Number 2, guided question and answer. The pedagogical benefit of guiding a learner without dictating the form of the output is a guided question and answer format in which the test administrator poses a series of questions that essentially serve as an outline of the emergent written text. Then the next is paragraph construction task. Assessment thereof consists of number 1, specifying the writing of a topic sentence, scoring points for its presence or absence, and scoring and or commenting on its effectiveness in stating the topic. Then the next, topic development within a paragraph. 4 criteria are commonly applied to assess the quality of a paragraph. Number 1, the clarity of expression of ideas, the logic of the sequence and connection, the cohesiveness or unity of the paragraphs. Then the last, the overall effectiveness or impact of the paragraph as a whole. Then the next, development of main and supporting ideas across paragraph. This element can be considered in evaluating a multi-paragraph essay. Number one, addressing the topic, main idea, or principal purpose. Number two, organizing and developing supporting ideas. Number three, using appropriate details to undergird supporting ideas. Number four, showing facility and fluency in the use of language. Number five, demonstrating synthetic variety. And then the next is scoring methods for responsive and extensive writing. There are holistic scoring. Each point on a holistic scale is given a systematic set of descriptors, and the reader's evaluator matches an overall impression with the descriptor to arrive at scores. Descriptors usually, but not always, follow a prescribed pattern. The advantage of holistic scoring include fast evaluation, relatively high reliability, and the fact that scores represent standards that are easily interpreted by all persons, and the fact that scores tend to emphasize the writer's strengths and applicability to writing across many different disciplines. But there are also disadvantages of holistic scoring. One score marks difference across the subscales within each score, and no diagnostic information is available. The scale may not apply equally well to all genres of writing, and then the less writers need to be extensively trained to use the scale accurately. Then the next, primary trait scoring. A second method of scoring, primary trait, focus on how well students write within a narrowly defined range of discourse. In summary, a primary trait score would assess the accuracy of the account of the original, the clarity of the steps of the procedure and the final result, the description of the main feature of the paragraph of the graph, and the expression of the writer's opinion. Then analytic scoring. Classroom evaluation of learning is best served through analytic scoring, in which as many as 6 major elements of writing are scored, thus enabling learners to hone in on weakness and to capitalize on strength. Then analytic scoring may be more appropriately called analytic assessment in order to capture its closer association with classroom language instruction than with formal testing. Brown and Bailey designed an analytic scoring scale that specific 5 major categories and a description of 5 different levels in each categories, ranging from unacceptable to excellent. Then assessment of initial stage encompassing number one, focus on your efforts primarily on meaning, main idea, and organization. Comment on the introductory paragraph. Make general comments about the clarity of the main idea and logic or appropriateness of the organization. Then the next, as a rule of thumb, ignore minor or local grammatical and lexical errors. Indicate what appear to be major or global errors by underlining the text in question, but allow the reader to make correction. And then do not rewrite questionable ungrammatical or awkward sentence, rather probe with a question about meaning. And then the last, comment on features that appears to be irrelevant to the topic. Then the next is assessment of later stage encompassing comment on the specific clarity and strength of our main ideas and supporting ideas, and on argument and logic. Then call attention to minor or local grammatical and mechanical spelling or pronunciation errors, but direct the writer to self-correct, and comment on any further word choice and expression that might not be but awkward but are not as clear or direct as they could be. Point out any problems with cohesive device within a cross paragraph. If appropriate, comment on documentation, citation of course, evidence, and other support. And then the last, comment on the adequacy and strength of the conclusion. I think that's all from us. Thanks for attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.